Hey, it's your guy Tyrrell back with the interviews. Japan are into the round of 16. Not many people believe they deserve to be there, but they're there, and they're up for a daunting task against Belgium. Do they have a chance? Should we write them off? Will Belgium run them over? Don't worry, here at the interviews, we've got you covered. So on this edition of the interviews, we're going to break down three main talking points that could help Japan beat Belgium. So Japan's road to the round of 16 didn't please every soccer fan. However, they're here. They have a date with Belgium. The fair play rule helped them out. They did beat Colombia, albeit Colombia were down to 10 men. They did come from behind against Senegal on 2 occasions. They deserve to be here, but this Belgium side does pose a lot of threats to them. And how will they cope with that? Well, we have 3 key talking points that need to be discussed ahead of this game against Belgium. Number 1, Shinji Kagawa. Does he start? Do they finally go a different route? Kagawa hasn't impressed in the group stage. He has been pretty poor, hasn't really linked play, hasn't been the creative valve that many people expect him to be. He's a player that really thrives in transition. So this could be the game for him to really break out. However, he's going to have a job as well, shutting down Kevin De Bruyne. That may not be up his alley. And the weird thing about this is that the Japanese attack needs service. Osako needs service. There are times where he gets the ball with his back to goal. He links play, but nothing's really played into him, and he looks like a pretty decent all-rounder. They need balls slipped into wide areas, slipped in behind the Belgium defense, and there will be space there. But if Kagawa can't be the guy, the weird thing about this is the fact that they have Honda on the bench, and more certainly they have Okazaki, who has proven that he could play a dual role in pressing De Bruyne and being that creative force that they need in midfield. So when teams press Hasebe and press Shibasaki, the 2 deep-lying midfielders for Japan, they need a creative outlet. They're not getting one, and this could be a big problem, especially against a Belgian side that will look to press from the front, win balls in the Japanese half, and look to break quickly in transition. Kagawa's time in the starting lineup may come to an end. It would be a controversial decision, but it needs to happen unless this Japanese side could turn it around on the counterattack and supply balls into him where he could be at his best. Which leads us to number 2, Okazaki. Does he play? Does he not? Because when you look at this Belgian side, they have Kevin De Bruyne playing very deep. And when you look at it, someone needs to stop De Bruyne. We've seen this Japanese side drop into 2 banks of 4. They have the player behind Osaka, which has been Kagawa, sit on the deep-lying playmaker. They also can press from the front, but given the attack consisted of Mertens, Hazard, and Lukaku, they won't want to push up too high. So if they're going to sit deeper, they need someone to sit onto Kevin De Bruyne. It's going to have to be Okazaki. You have to think they have to go with him. If they trust Kagawa to do this job, he's going to have to do it to a T, because if not, they can be destroyed in midfield, and that will be a big issue for them. Okazaki seems like the player best suited to do this job, and he has experience doing it in the Premier League for Leicester. They play in a similar system where they sit in 2 deep banks of 4. They have the front 2 closing down the deep midfielders, and if they could get Osako and Okazaki to do that, then they have a chance. And then number 3, the defense. How are they going to approach this game? And do they have a counter-attacking threat? That is the way they're going to win this game. They are not going to possess the ball and break them down, because Belgium's counterattack just looks too devastating. They're going to sit deep, and they're going to need to find ways on the counter to get it done. Inui likes to play a bit higher. He likes to run in behind. Haraguchi is perfect on the right-hand side because of the threat of Hazard and Carrasco down the left. And if they can find ways to get balls in behind the wingbacks that like to push high, those center backs can be pulled out of position. Japan need a plan on the counterattack. If they can put the ball into Osako and get runners in behind him, that will be pivotal. But this all stems from them sitting in 2 deep blocks of 4, compressing space like they can, and ensuring that no one from deep gets on the ball and is able to spread play. Against Colombia, they let Quintero do it, and he created chances. Against against Senegal, they were pretty good, but they struggled in wide areas. They need to be much better organized, and they need a threat on the counterattack, because if they look to push too high up the pitch, especially pushing Sakai and Nagatomo, their fullbacks a bit higher up, they can be exploited. So for Japan, sit deep, have Okazaki, who should start. If not, Kagawa, sit on Kevin De Bruyne, maintain your lines, limit space that Hazard and Mertens will get into, and have a plan on the counterattack. Play off Osako, try to get Inui behind, and this could be a Japanese day that they will not ever forget. But let me know what you guys think. Does Japan have a chance? Are we in for an upset, or will Belgium crush them? Meet me in the comments below. Don't forget, I upload videos every day, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And that was your daily dose of the interviews.